Good morning, welcome back for another vlog with myself, Darren, HV Class 1 driver here in the UK. Today, well, originally it was meant to be a collection from Skelmersdale and staying local, but unfortunately we've had someone phone in sick. So we're off to Newcastle instead, which, between me and you, I probably prefer doing that anyway. I know there's no damage to the truck, but still, every single morning, I'm going around checking it out. It is our regular truck, but still double checking the tyre tread, making sure everything is all okay there. Get right into that back one. I'll shine a light in there in a minute, get my hand on the tread, make sure the wheel nuts are okay. There's no damage to the side of the tyre, such as tears, bulges, rips or anything. No thread can be seen anywhere. That is all in good condition as well. The Susies are a little bit tangled up because over the weekend another driver was driving it and one of them got stretched a little bit, so it's had to be tucked inside one of the different ones so it doesn't dangle down too low. And back tread as well is looking really good. No issues there. Again, I'll go over in 2 seconds when I got my glove on to get the tread. There's no damage to the sides, the mirrors, etc. The windows are all in good condition. Looking at the stock that we're taking up to Newcastle today for deliveries, this stuff is sheet metal, so that needs strapping down. They're light boxes, so that's okay, doesn't need strapping down. And we've got these big silos full of mincemeat for mince pies. And that is going to Greg's. Tight as possible.
Went down through like walking up and down the road trying to find out who owns something.
The car's blocking in front of the trailers. And there we have it. Everything is being transshipped from that trailer to this trailer. I say everything, all these green ones, for 16 pallets altogether. And they're all nice and tight. They're not going anywhere for our little journey. It's just gone 7:15. Load is all secured and strapped down. Let's hit the road then to Newcastle. It's 170 miles and about 3.5 hours drive for our first destination. Straight up the M6, across the A69. It's much nicer driving up that way, trust me, instead of going past Leeds and getting stuck in all that traffic. No traffic coming up this way as soon as you get past Blackpool anyway. And there we are, just at the top of Newcastle. I've pretty much destroyed this calendar, if I'm being honest. This is the one from Holy where I get different energy drinks from. Number 10, what have we got behind door number 10? Oh, I've not tried that one before. A baked apple bar. Nice little apple flavoured energy drink. All you need to do is add this sachet into 500 millilitres water, shake it up, and jobs are good. I was thinking to myself earlier on how much of a nice day it is. And lo and behold, you come up the motorway, it's like a tropical storm. With any luck, it's just a light shower that we're just going to be going through. And we'll be on the other side of it very shortly, with any luck. We can only hope, can't we? A quick stop off to get some fuel. And before I do forget, I need your help with something. So this morning, I seen something up in the sky and I can't explain what on earth I seen. Now, I'm not going to say it's aliens, but however, there was some, it's really hard to explain because I've seen these orbs up in the sky would look like stars. Very, very bright stars. And there was about 10 or 15 of them in a perfectly straight line off in the distance in the sky, on a clear patch of sky. And they were moving downwards, and then another one would appear at the top and then start following it exactly down, and they kept going down this line until they disappeared off in the distance. Really, really weird. It was about 5 o'clock in the morning. And I looked at it and I was thinking, what on earth is that? So I got my phone out quickly, done a quick recording, and then I ran into the house, gone upstairs, and that time when I first seen them, I was in the back garden. So then I've gone up to the front of the house, said to the wife, was like, am I seeing things here? Just have a look at this. So we looked out the front garden, and the front of the house, we could see them off in the distance still. And they were doing it for about 2, maybe 3 minutes, and then it just disappeared. Never seen anything like it before. So here's the video footage. What do you think it possibly is? It could be just lights going up in the sky. I don't think it was an aircraft or anything, because it was too unison and it was just like a bright speck up in the sky. It was really, really odd. It really was. But I thought I'll share it with you guys, see what you think. What on earth is that? What the hell, at the top bit there, looks like the more's appearing. So let me know down below in comments, what are your thoughts? Now this is not exactly what we need today. Due to the heavy rain, it's causing a lot of traffic delays. Now, I can't extend my driving hours for the rest of the week. I've done 2 10-hour drives already on Monday and Tuesday. So it's been a busy, long week already. 30 hours done, 2 days, not bad going. Today, so I can technically work a 15-hour day today. But however, the driving time, I can only do 9 hours. And it's about, with traffic included, it could be looking about 4 hours to get to our first destination. Make the deliveries, have a break, carry on to the next one. But I don't think they're too far away from each other. I've got 4 different destinations around Newcastle. And then I've got to make my way back as far as I can south. Hopefully get back to the yard within the 9 hours. But looking at the weather and the traffic conditions currently, it's most likely going to lead to a night out. So I've got the night out gear with me. I'm okay for that. If it happens, it happens. I'd rather be at home, as you always say, get to spend time with the family. I don't really get to spend too much with my son this week, unfortunately. Even though I have been getting back home instead of doing a night out. My son normally goes to bed around 7 o'clock. So I've not seen him properly for getting on 3 days now. But he does get up in the middle of the night. So he normally comes into our bedroom around 11:30, 1 o'clock maybe. He gets in between me and the wife, so then I'll have a little cuddle with him whilst we sleep. That's pretty much the only time I've spent with my son this week. It's one of the downsides about driving, that is for sure. Long, long days. Don't get me wrong, you get a lot of businesses where you're more local. You might be starting at 7 o'clock, finishing for 6, and then you're home every night. But the role that I do, because I do a couple of nights out here and there, and I do long days with the general haulage. On paper, the planning team, it might only be a 12-hour day, but with traffic, it can easily become a 15-hour day. Unfortunately, I think this might be a little bit more than congestion, the traffic currently. It's 8:10, and we're slowing right down to about 15 miles per hour currently. And possibly coming down to a stop, which normally does indicate there might have been an accident. That's a nice little narrow boat. I've always toyed with the idea of going on an hour boat for a week. as like a little holiday of some sort. I think it'd be quite nice to do. Something about being on a little boat, just going up and down the canals through like Yorkshire and stuff. I think that'd be so nice to do. Sound like a little old man now, don't I? Maybe one day I'll do it. I'll try and go somewhere for a week. It'll probably take me a week just to get to Leeds. Oh, regarding the little things that I've seen in the sky, I'll speak to my mate Eric. It turns out what it could possibly be is a bunch of satellites being released into the orbit by, what's it called? Starlink, that's the one. I was about to say Skynet then for some reason. No, it's not Skynet, don't worry. Arnold Schwarzenegger's not going to be coming back and killing everybody. The Terminator. So Arnie's out of the question. But yeah, it's, I think it's Starlink. I think they've done some release of satellites over the last few days. And supposedly you can see it with the naked eye. A long trail, as what we've seen on that video, for a couple of days, and then they'll go off into the orbit, go further and further out. Kind of makes sense. I mean, it'd be quite good if it was aliens, but realistically, I knew it was something to do with like satellites or maybe something else. But it's just a little bit unusual. When I first seen it this morning, I was like, what is that? Just going past Burton and Kendall services with 116 miles still to go for our first destination. I'm going to take a 15-minute break on the way up, just so it clears the working time, so I don't have to worry about that. Get the first delivery done. I might be there for a little bit longer than, say, past 12 o'clock, so I want to make sure I've took the working time directive break before going into the client. And we're just travelling up now, coming up towards the Lake District area. I do really enjoy the drives up north. It's just so much peaceful, isn't it? Really nice. Not as much traffic on the road. Beautiful scenery on both sides, left and right. And then in a second, when it opens up, it's going to be even nicer. So peaceful. Nice little view out the office window. As you can see the hills in the distance. The clouds are just covering the top half. You can see a little bit of a silhouette coming through. Ah, stunning, absolutely stunning. It's just like a painting. I don't know if the camera's picking it up because it is quite off in the distance. I'm describing all of this nice scenery around. And then all you can see is tarmac. We'll get a little bit closer to it. Definitely one of the perks of the job. That is for sure. Didn't get to see the sunrise this morning. A little bit too much of an overcast. And the rain as well. If I can remember off the top of my head, I think there's 2 or 3 different sections of roadworks I'm going to be going through on the M6, travelling northbound. This is the first lot. trying its hardest to start raining again. Just let the engine braking doing all the work instead of the actual brakes. Fairly heavy trailer today. Our first delivery is approximately 16 tons. I quite like delivering to the Gregs. I'll show you a little bit later on why. A few perks of the job, I suppose you could say. Trying to plan for later on this afternoon whereabouts are we going to end up before we need to park up for the night. Now, I know I won't make it back, that's guaranteed. Just depends on how far south I can make it back. I might be able to make it to, say, Carlisle. Hopefully I can get down past the A69 before we need to take a break. There's lots of laybys we could pop into, but I'm not a big fan of sleeping on the laybys. Especially when the business pays for the parking, using the Snap account. $100 in total left to go. I've got 2 hours and 25 minutes before I need to take that 15-minute break, as it's currently just gone 9:30. I always think to myself whilst driving through areas like this, I wonder what this would have looked like 300 or 400 years ago. I can guarantee it'll look a lot different from what it is today. Departed the M6 and now we're travelling down the A69 heading over towards Hexham and Newcastle. Only 58 miles left to go. And sod's law, this morning I left the drone at home. I've had it with me all week and the weather has been absolutely awful. Strong winds, heavy rain, etc. Couldn't really fly the drone anywhere. And now we're coming up towards sunny Newcastle. It looks absolutely glorious. I've left the drone at home. I've brought it with me previously on a couple of trips up to Newcastle. If you want to catch some drone footage, you can find it on my TikTok, along with the previous vlogs of going up to Newcastle. Probably a couple of months back now, to be fair. We're parked up on the edge of the M69, flying a drone around fields. And it's normally that section on the 69 where we have a couple of bridges and you have all the rockery below the bridge with a bit of the river running through. Not this bit, one of the other ones further down. Get some really nice views around there. A nice little town that we're driving through at the moment. I've got 2 hours and 5 minutes left on driving time, and we're due to get to the client in about an hour and a half. Another glorious view out the office window this morning. I like this little section of the 69. Got some really nice views. You can actually see a little bit of Hadrian's Wall off in the distance as well. And it's the clear Outin field section. Turn the engine braking on. Keep it at a constant steady speed of 54. That sun is bright coming through between the trees. Wednesday already. Even though Monday and Tuesday have been really long shifts, it's gone quick. It really has. I say this all the time. Whenever you do like a 12 or 13 or even 15 hour shift, it feels like an 8-hour shift. It just goes so quick when you're driving. It's like today, for an example, I've been in for 5 hours already. Doesn't feel it. Feels about 3. 43 miles to go for our client, just over a 1 hour drive, and on the tacho it's showing 1 hour and 45 before I need to take that second 30-minute break. I think it was around this area that I was talking about earlier, when I got the drone out, flew it around, up and down the tracks. Oh, not on the tracks, but next to them. And there's a nice little river, it runs all the way down the side as well. I would absolutely love to live in the middle of nowhere like this. Just waking up every day, seeing these beautiful views. I just think it's a nice way to start the day. Must get some amazing sunsets and sunrises around this area. Travelling down the end of the A69 now. We've only 19 miles left to go. I say coming to the end, I've probably got about 4 or 5 miles left actually. That looks a nice little farm shop on this roundabout. And when we get to the end of this road, We've got another roundabout. Oh, it's 11 miles actually, according to the sat nav. Longer than I thought. We're going to be jumping onto the A1, following that northbound for a little bit, and then we'll come off, follow another A road, cross a couple of roundabouts, and then we're at our client Greg's. Oh, would you look at that? I think that's the first time I've actually seen a butty van on the side of the road on the A69. I always say to myself, this would be one of the most perfect places to have a butty van. Not only have you got amazing views over to the side, but it's a busy, long road going from Carlisle to Newcastle. You get a lot of drivers travelling up and down. Make an absolute fortune. I can't believe how nice the weather is in Newcastle today. Considering this morning, you're seeing how bad the weather was leaving Warrington. It's glorious up here. And the difference a little bit of sun makes to your mood as well. Always puts you in a good mood. Well, it certainly does for myself. Joining on to the A1 northbound now. 7 miles to go. And he's trying to get ourselves over to lane number 2. As lane 1 goes off the other direction. Where's lane 1 go off to? Let's have a look. A167 Newcastle West. Following now for the A1056, 3 miles to go. And you can tell we're nearly there because we've got a Greg's wagon right there. And that's from the depot we're delivering to. That's a pretty big site as well. And this is the place where they actually make all the pastries, all the pasties, sausage rolls, everything all gets done here, and then it gets transported to all the little Greg's outlets that you see all over the place, all the retail parks, and then the bakery themselves on the retail parks will then throw it all in the oven to cook. But this is the main operation area for this area, probably for the whole of northeast at least. And if you turn up at the right time, especially when they make...
Obstruction detected.
Oh my god, I wish this camera would shut up. It's been going off for the last 25-30 minutes every minute. Bing! Obstruction detected. There's nothing there. It's whenever the sun glares onto the camera lens, it just thinks it's getting obstructed by something. So it'll come up with a little warning. Really annoying, really annoying. But as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by the camera over there. That was it. My mind went blank then. I forgot what I was saying. So if you turn up at the right time, when they're making the Danish pastries, my word, the smells what come from this factory are amazing. Really, really nice. You just smell the pastry mixed up with the jams, what really warm jam. Oh, kind of give me a little bit of a craving actually for a little Danish pastry of some sort. Love myself a good Danish. One mile to go. And 53 minutes on taco. So we should be able to get the second job done before we take our next break. We need to go to bay number 20. Take extra care going around this little bit. Got a high curve here, as you can see, but also there's a barrier on the passenger side, so you have to be careful with the headboard swing. Take it nice and slow. Don't fancy ripping off the step either on the passenger side. Gently guide it in. Go leave it about there, just so we can do the back doors and then take the ratchet straps off and then move it further back once we're done. Right then, let's get these ratchet straps removed. What I'm doing is put my hands down the bottom, feeling for where it is. I've already undone the clips on the other side. So I'm dangling them down and then I'll just go through and pull them down. That's the next one. And the main reason why I'm doing it this way instead of opening the curtains and then pull them all out is because the wind's really bad around here. It's like a wind trap. So instead of fighting with the curtains, I've just released it a little bit at the end to give it a little bit of slack so I can get in, pull this back like so, and then pull the straps out from the other side. Time for you to come out so I can get all of these straps wound up nice and neatly. On the bay now, waiting to get unloaded, so let's take a walk down to the canteen. Treat myself to a nice latte, sausage roll and a festive baked pasta for the grand total of £1.60. Can't go wrong with that. Travelling down the A189 and we're just going to depart over to the A192 now. Only 2 miles left to go before we're at the client. Now, I've not actually visited this place before, so I don't really know what to expect. I'll normally have a look on maps, see what the layout is, etc. See if it looks busy, is it a big space that you can get in, spin it round. But I've not actually done it with this one, so I'm kind of going in blind. I'm going to look, it's somewhere good. It says Unit 1D anyhow, so it should be alright on a business park. We're heading over towards Nelson Park West. Now, I actually have visited Nelson Park a few times. We was here back end of last week actually. Should be just where this truck's coming out. Unit 1D. Speak to security quickly. Hi mate. Yeah, I'm looking for R&R packaging. Perfect, thank you very much. Straight down, 4th on the left. Luckily, it's on the left-hand side as well. So that's nice for us. Pull the curtain back, whip it off. Job number 2 boxed off, in and out within 5 minutes. Next one is 11 miles away and it's a 20-minute drive, but unfortunately we've got 20 minutes left on tacho for driving, so it looks like we're going to have to take a break beforehand. But it's over at this section just off the A19 and the last place is around there, so it's not actually too bad. It's good planning that. So on the way back, do we go straight down the A19 or do we cut back from the way we came? Speaking to the guy on the forks, he said you can just go straight round. It's like a big area around here, so there's plenty of space for us to try and turn it. Let's get that seatbelt on. I'd imagine that being quite a good job. A low loader, but delivering plant machinery all over the place. Not too sure if that guy knows what a giveaway actually is. Just thinks there's a bit of decoration on the floor. So, oh, look at these pretty white lines. Wonder what they mean. I'm hoping going the right way. I'm going to pull out on the main estate. And then I'll take a break somewhere around here. We've got plenty of space. so it shouldn't be too hard to find somewhere. Come on, mate.
Side pedestrian. Side pedestrian.
We've just departed the A19 and now we're following for the A191 with 1 mile left to go. And we're looking for New York Industrial. Now I do recognise that name. I think I've delivered tiles here once before. New York Industrial. I definitely recognise that name. I don't recognise the name of the business though. But I've got an idea which one it might be. Road markings kind of threw me off. So the lane splitting up, arrows going forward and then arrow going right on the right hand side lane, but yeah, both lanes go around. Should have been more like this lane markings on the floor for that previous one. And welcome to New York. Yes, you hear that right. It's not the city of New York, but New York based in Newcastle. Looks a little bit different, doesn't it? Yeah, I've definitely been here before. Which way are we going? We're going that way, aren't we? So you keep an eye on that car on the left hand side. Keep going right round. Left indicator. Right then, looking for Galaxy. Oh, there we go. Yeah, perfect. Goods in is down here as well. Nice big yard for us. That wind's picking up quite a lot. Fourth and final delivery is 5.5 miles away. We're due to get there for 3 o'clock in about 20 minutes. Another quick in and out delivery. I've been to this last job a couple of times before. You might recognise it. It's the place where I broke down that time with a nail in the tyre. So it's a pain to turn around at the end. timed that perfect. Couple of speckles on the window there. I think it's trying to rain now. Travelling back down the A191, and then we're going to jump onto the A19 for a couple of miles, and then jump off there. It's about a quarter of a mile off the A19 itself. I phoned the office when I was at the client just then, just to make sure if there's any backloads or not. Because if there's backload, we're getting parked up for the night. But I don't think they got anything planned for today. So then we can try and get our way back as far south as possible. That's not every day you see a monster truck for sale over there. Well, I say a monster truck, it looks like a Toyota Hilux with its suspension raised about 6 foot high. Sun is bright this afternoon. Really low hanging. The wind, however, though, is picking up. I feel the truck getting battered just then. So on the way home, we do need to be careful going over some of the open plains and the top of the hills over the A69 and down through like the Peak District area. My mind went completely blank then. Lake District area. That's the word I was thinking of. It's another nice view. Very bright though. For that time of year when you need a good pair of sunglasses. Heading over towards Wallsend. I think that van's seen better days, hasn't it? It looks a bit low there as well. That suspension does look low. see if we can actually spin it round at the end today. And we need to pull up just here. Ideally though, I need it be on the other side. It's a little bit closer. I was just trying to think which side it is closer at. Yeah, driver's side it's closer on. Quite wide pallets and there's more space between the pallet and the curtain on the passenger side. So to get it taken off it'd be a little bit easier. Be a little bit cheeky, I think. Let's borrow a little bit of their yard. Not much, only about 6 foot if that. Not a lot I can do, unfortunately, when you get cars parked everywhere. Time, mate. Throw the hazard lights on. And there we are. Travelling up the A19 and my word, because I've got a field on either side, I can definitely feel that wind battering the trailer. It's literally pushing me from one side of the road to the other. I need to be very careful on these unplaned areas. Oh. It's not the best feeling in the world. That's one of the downsides about driving around with an empty trailer. Alright then, I've spoke to the office as well. And I've got a backload, no sorry, not backload, start that again. I've spoke to the office and tomorrow we are going down to Salisbury again. But it's going to be a little bit later start, 8 o'clock, but there is a backload planned. Which means we're going to be driving down there, get there for 2 o'clock, and then most likely parking up somewhere nice and early, put my feet up, and then get the collection in the morning, making that delivery to, say, an example, Wigan, Warrington area, wherever it could be, and hopefully that's me done for the day on the Friday. So, if there's no vlog on Friday, that means tomorrow, after the night out, we didn't finish too early. If we could finish before, say, 3 o'clock, I'll try and get the vlog edited and uploaded for Friday evening. But if there's no vlog on Friday evening, it's going to be Monday at 7 o'clock. But it will be classed as a mega vlog because it'll be over a 2-day period. So it just depends what time I can finish on Friday for that. It's currently 3:30 and I've got 3 hours and 48 minutes on the tacho for driving. I'm looking at about 3.5 hours actually getting back, so I might have about 20 minutes spare. Yeah, I think we might be alright. Yeah, 3 hours and 47 minutes. And ETA is due back to 7 o'clock in 3.5 hours. And I can extend for a further 20 minutes if needed. So let's play it by ear. I've got gear with me anyway, so if I have to have a night out, I can have another night out. And then I'll just do 2 nights on the bounce. There we go, done in Newcastle. Is that part of Adrian's wall that we just drove past there on the left hand side? Because it looks like a small brick wall and a plaque. So I think that might be Adrian's wall, but I could be completely wrong. Not too sure what that was. Just been thinking to myself, now normally the A69 is a really nice drive if you got nice weather. However, today the wind is really picking up and it's going to get even worse driving across the Outin plains very shortly. But also, it's starting to get dark. So it's going to be dark, no street lighting, heavy winds, and driving down at points fairly narrow country road in the middle of nowhere. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Let's not jinx myself. I'm sure it'll be alright. Looking at the clouds ahead, it looks like it might be opening up soon for lots of rain. Starting to get dark already. I've got 137 miles left to go. Currently travelling at 56 miles per hour cruise control on. It's a 60 miles per hour road down here, so 56 is alright. And we're still looking around 7 o'clock getting back for. I've got 3 hours and 5 minutes left on taco now. So I've got about 20 minutes, give or take, spare time. And then if I took another 45-minute break, I could extend that for another 20 as well. So technically I've got 40 minutes to play about with to get home. So we should be all right. I don't fancy making it as tight as what it was yesterday. 1 minute left on the driving time by the time I parked up. It's starting to get really dark now down these roads. And just like that, we made it back to the yard in one piece. The time is currently, because I had to take a 45-minute break, when I was coming down, it was a little bit tight. Instead of risking it, I'm going to pull over a little bit earlier on, so just before I got onto the M6 southbound, because I didn't want to run out of time and then get to a service station and there'd be no space. So I pulled over on the A69 just before getting onto the M6, took a 45-minute break. That bumped up my driving time, and I've got back with 36 minutes. So overall, we've done all right, and I probably could have got back to the yard actually, but it's not really worth risking it, especially when I'm coming down the M6. There's not a lot of places I can stop. There's only a couple of services, and they're always full very, very quickly. So took my break, be on the safe side. Got back now. It's currently coming up to 8 o'clock. So that is another 14-hour day done. As I said earlier on, tomorrow is going to be Salisbury, but it's definitely going to be a night out because I'm going to have a nice early night put my feet up, relax, and then start whatever time I need to be starting on Friday, making our way back up with the delivery, because I believe there might be a backload, and then go from there. So make sure you do stay tuned for that one. On this one, I'm going to call it a day on a video, so thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. As always, keep on trucking, stay safe. Bye for now.